Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Today is a wheel day. We're gonna spin the wheel, see which viewer submitted run is the one we do today, right? Maximum ego. Alright, I think this one's a pretty simple bit. We're just gonna go for all the ego IDs, right? Both lobotomy and TLA ego stuff. And Spicebush, of course. Who is TLA, but in a different sense, I guess. Alright, give me a second to set up the team. Alright, here's the team. We've got all the lobotomy ego IDs. There's 7 in total we have right now, because we've got 3 of them being LobCorp and 3 of them being TLA lobotomy ego, and then Spicebush as well. We'll go for this one because it's fitting. We might see TLA guys, see some enemy egoists, as they say. But yeah, as far as what team I'm going to be using, I don't know. I might do something like this. Bench red sheet, maybe. That's probably the best way to do it. I don't know. I think I chose Rupture Stuff as our starting ego gifts. Mainly because it vaguely synergizes, because 3 of the 7 are Rupture. Technically 4 of the 7, if you want to be fancy. Because these two both are technically Rupture, but aren't very good at it. It doesn't matter too much, though. A team like this doesn't really have a good, clear, through line, right? Basically a little bit of almost everything. Funny how there's no poise, but... just because we haven't gotten any of them yet. Who knows? Maybe Red Sheet. Or, not Red Sheet. Red Eyes Ryoshu's gonna be poised or something. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not, you know, what word was I going for? I don't even know what word I was trying to say there. The specific wording escaped me. Well, I'm not set on the idea. I'm not... Don't know why this is escaping me, so that's fine. It happens. Yeah. Other stuff we want, obviously we'll want Rags, just so Suncliff is a bit more manageable. Rags can make Suncliff good in pretty much any team. Without needing to, like, focus on him at all, right? Because normally in full teams he's got his fair share of issues, but Rags making his SP, like, super manageable even without needing to manage it. Kind of a stupidly strong ego gift, that's for sure. Even without that part, like, it's just a bunch of damage for syncing IDs. These are only 2 syncing IDs, so it's not the biggest deal, but it's something. Yeah, we'll probably just go for a little bit of everything as far as status effects go. Poison Bleed we don't need. Poise Bleed and Charge I guess we don't have at all. Which is a fair bit of them. So it's really only 4 status effects we've got like a fair like split on, right? I don't know. You press on. And see how it goes. But yeah, we got the Earl King trailer today. And he looks insane. It's like a full minute just showing a bunch of various animation stuff. So, as far as I can tell, I haven't gone like super in-depth into the video yet, but as far as I can tell, the basic idea is he's got 3 skills, and then when he mounts Dullahan, he has 3 different skills, right? I'm not fully sure what triggers mounting Dullahan, because it looked like it was its own animation. So it might end up being something similar to like T-Dawn, right? Like, you use the defensive skill, and then, it triggers it. It's got the defensive skill has its own animation or something. But I don't know, though, because his defensive skill, we see that as well. It seems to be like a parry sort of bit, right? That's what they were saying in, like, the live stream a few weeks back. They wanted to give him, like, a unique type of defensive skill that works more closely to, ruin a counter skills, right? I'm calling it a parry for the sake of differentiating from a counter, and a parry definitely seems like what it's trying to be. You can see it there when he's like kind of like has what looks like the shadowy forms of like I think like Butler Otis just clashing for him. It's probably random like what shadowy one it is. Maybe it only can be used after allies die or something. I don't know, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, he's got his own unique mounting thing. Maybe it'll be like some sort of counter he needs to fill, who knows. And then when he does, he, you know, triggers the horse mode, as you do. As everyone does, right? Everyone loves a little bit of horse mode. In which case his skills are different, and his skill 3 seems to be like the big mega death move. It's the every Heathcliff must die thing, where he puts the enemy in the coffin and then hits them a bunch while there's like really cool, like stylized like flashes of light going on. That's funny. The coffin is a Iron Maiden for some reason. That's very interesting. It's quite different. I really like the differences Wildhunt Heathcliff has to Earl King, right? Like, there's the eye patch, there's the fact that the coffin is completely different. Just a lot about it is different, which makes a lot of sense, because it's not supposed to be the exact same Heathcliff, of course. We've always known that, because, well, Earl King Heathcliff's mirror world has Nellie as herself, right? Since we see her there. Cool. And of course, there's one thing I haven't mentioned yet, that being the revive mechanic. You can see that there, his allies die, he brings them back for what seems to be only one turn before they die at the end of it. So think similar like Emerald Throne from Ruina, right? He's got some sort of thing, it might be his passive, maybe it's his skill 3 or something like that, where just on use, all dead allies get revived for one turn. I assume it's going to be a passive thing, because if it allows you to revive an ally later, that wouldn't work. Since chain battles are going to be the new norm going forwards, assumably it's just allies die and they effectively have one more turn to live. That's how I'm interpreting it as, right? Nebulizer's nice. We'll have to see for sure exactly what it does. Wonder if it's going to be like a Wrath-Res or something. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be like a res thing. Can't imagine he'd be a super resonance-based ID, unless it's like, I guess Gloom Res would make the most sense if he's supposed to synergize with the other Canto 6 IDs, but also thematically he probably would make sense if he didn't super synergize with them. It kind of makes sense he synergizes with them because he wild hunts them. I don't know. Very excited. I'm looking forward to Monday a lot to see like the actual breakdown, and then of course Wednesday we're gonna actually get the ID. And like on top of like all that I've been saying, like the actual animations are so good, right? There's so much going on there. So many cool things like here and there. Definitely seems like the most like mechanic and just graphically unique ID yet, which makes a lot of sense. It's supposed to look really cool. To me to win right there, but I think it just shows all the skills I was already selecting, so it works well enough, I guess. Muriel's dead, cool. Yeah, Earl King's gonna be fun. So we should be able to kill them all pretty easily here. That one's not quite dead yet, but we'll kill him now, yeah. A little bit of this, Dawn skill 1 does the job. Cool. Chago. Yeah, floor 1 done easily enough. If we can get more of like the fitting floors, then we'll go for it. But like, unfortunately for us, fitting floors basically just means Canto 4 floors. Because there's nothing else lobotomy. Yeah, like none of these are particularly fitting to this bit we're going for here. Let's go with Faith and Erosion. This is like, because these are eco corrosions, right? That it also fits, in a sense. Let's see what we can get. Golden Urn to Mars Fortune. It's early enough. These are pretty useful. Pinpoint Logic Circuit's an interesting idea, but probably not. Okay. Otis skill 3, though. Very good for us. Four-Leaf Clover, very good for us. We'll do another refresh, actually, before we leave. One more for gambling's sake. Nothing good. Okay, we'll just press on. Seems good enough. It is interesting how we don't have a Green Dawn floor, though. Because, if you'll think back to when we first got, like, the little teaser for Mirror Dungeon 4, They showed a Green Dawn floor pack when they were like first showing off the idea of floor packs. So it's interesting that we didn't end up getting one. Probably because it would be very limiting in variety of enemies. I do wonder if they're going to allow wall purchase stuff to show up in Mirror Dungeon 5 onwards. Because it would be cool if they did. I mean, for all we know, we don't necessarily know that if Indigo Noon is going to be just... if it's just going to have a floor pack alongside it being the special event thing for wall purchase 4, right? They could pull a move like that. I don't know. I definitely hope to see them, see the wall stuff in Mirror Dungeon, simply because it's more stuff in Mirror Dungeon. More variety the better, right? Always fun. Mirror Dungeon 5, I'm sure he's gonna have to do something big and different, because that's how each of them have been so far. Really don't know what it could be at this point. I don't know, I guess my main hope for Mirror Dungeon 5 is that they instead focus on just adding a bunch of, like, new Mirror Dungeon exclusive fights, right? Give us some random avenues, give us some random normal fights, too. Just throw in some, like, association figures or something. Just throw in some, like, Liu fixers or something as an enemy you can just find. Just for variety's sake, right? I don't know. I don't really think Mirror Dungeon 5 needs to be super innovative. It would be cool if it was, don't get me wrong, and it probably will be. But I'd be fine with some more minor things and just more so focus on just a bunch of random variety. Although I guess that would get stale a lot faster, which is bad. I don't know. I think I've said it before, but like a Hades-type heat system could be funny. Like a way to actually like choose your own debuffs. Make your run as hard as you want for more reward potentially. Would be fun. And stop like allowing to like yourself to bring in IDs like that are unuptied or lower leveled just without needing them to be unuptied or lower leveled in the first place. Could be fun, right? I don't know. A lot of fun stuff. That's still a few months away though, so no big worry. We've got Earl King to worry about, who's gonna be real fun, that's for sure. Our own Wildhunt. Our own Earl King. King of Earls. Earl of Kings. Because Earl means, like... I know, like... An Earl is, like, also, like, a Lord-type position, right? I know, like, not in the sense of Earl King, but, like, that is a thing. So, like, Earl King is spelled slightly differently could mean, like, Lord of Kings, right? That's not what it means in, like, the spelling of Earl King, right? Because that's, like, that's Fairy King, right? Something along those lines, you know. Which is funny. Okay, we're just gonna Blood Steep send you straight away. Dogs aren't too bad. Just hit them, get them, you know, frenzied so that they get the fragility, and then just take them down. We've gotten to the two smaller ones to 2 and 3 frenzy respectively, so that they're or 2 and 3 instinct respectively, so that they're not quite enraged, but you know they could get there. A nice spread out. How quaint. And we just gotta clash a bunch. That's easy enough. Puddle Stomp. This Puddle Stomp isn't actually great there. We can Puddle Stomp one of these guys. Like, Puddle Stomp and Claw should work without a doubt. I'm gonna do that, sure. Then otherwise just clash you a bunch. And hope for the best. Yeah. Simple enough. We do the detonation of Magic Bullet. Doesn't matter since you don't have any burn, but, it's getting our Magic Bullet count up, so potentially we can get a Magic Bullet off sooner or later. Do some funnies. That sort of thing. Nice. This guy's close to being staggered, not quite there. I don't think Ish is going to do enough damage, but she could. Not quite, okay. That's fine. It means we don't need to go super all out on this guy, right? We can just pull out like something like this, and that should work wonders. Can you clash anyone? You can clash one of those guys, but that's it. You're just one-sided, yeah. This should work fine. Whirlwind this guy, and then we've got 2 random mass attacks going off, because we've got Magic Bullet Fire, and then we've got Faust Skill 3. This should be a 3 target, so potentially hit all of them, but might just hit this guy. Depending on how it goes. Looks like it was 2 people. Okay, that works then. Still good enough. This one gets a +1 attack weight, so this one also is going to hit 2 things. I think killed the big guy? Looks like it, yeah. So now it's just the 2 small ones, so we should be able to kill with our attacks this turn. Yeah, cool. And it sure is churning. Cool. Not too bad. Took down those, you know, corroded Inquisitors. We can get the Naglin Hammer Scriptures. There's no reason to. I guess we take Crown of Roses because it's Rupture. Random E.G.O gift, don't mind if I do. Stake, sure. It's Rupture once again. Falling Flowers, this is the floor we wanted. Potential Dong back. Is it? No, that's so the no one will cry. Okay. Not quite Dong back, that's fine. Do we want to try doing some Sinking Fusions? We should. Worth a shot, right? Especially some of these don't really help us too much. This is going to be a 60%, yeah. There's a lot of Singing Tier 1, so we might not necessarily get what we're looking for, yeah. Yeah. That's a tier, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we could still actually do a little bit of this, though, if we wanted to gamble. I'd like Rags. We didn't even hit the 6% sinking there. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. We fused away a bunch of random things. It was worth it to try and gamble for the Rags. We probably should have just saved the actual Singing Tier 1s we got to get them out of the pool, but... You know, that would require me to think a little harder, and you know... Some days it's a little harder to think hard. So I would be. Either way, thanks to Nebulizer Plus and Clover, like we're basically set on poise already. Like we're never running out of poise. We keep on getting Pride Res and we keep on getting 3 poise and poise count each turn. Each time we get a crit, we get a little bit more poise each turn, so we should be basically set. We don't even have a lot of attacks that are 4 or more coins. Or not 4 or more coins, 4 coins. Because I think it's literally just Heathcliff skill 2 that's a 4 coin attack on his entire team. Everything else is 3 or less. So that's pretty manageable. I did not mean to hit that. And you are right in the fact I should be detonating a magic bullet, but whatever. Stupid win rate, trying to do my job. It's rather rude, isn't it? Very, very rude. But that's fine. 1 HP left on that enemy. Alright, that's fine. 2 HP left on that enemy. That's fine. They heal a bunch, but it's fine. We get a 3 target going here. So that's cool. Nice. Yeah. Kill some of those guys, which is good for us since it just means these attacks don't get wasted on the lower HP ones as much. That attack still did. There was only a single target because we didn't have the self-tremor, but that's fine. Okay, cool. And we get 2 events here. Get some random things. More poise, that's cool. Prioritizes our Gloom people, though. So it's going to prioritize Ishmael and Dawn, right? And Heathcliff. It is fine. This E.G.O gift does nothing for us, but we can sell it or something. So this one only affects, like, actual poise gain from skills. and we don't have a single skill that gives poise. We've got some E.G.Os that do, right? Like, we could just pull out, like, the Blind Obsession or something. Get more poise infliction. Actually, no, we can't, because that's only count, huh? Blind Obsession is actually still a funny idea, though. Let's just do it. Because Stone Tomb itself is only potency, so since this one only gives poise count, it doesn't actually affect it. Do we have any E.G.Os that give poise potency then on this team? We could if we had Sunshower for you. Even then, no, that one's just poise count from the E.G.O itself and potency from the passive, which means it wouldn't trigger it. Okay, I don't know. Well, we get the Pride Res, so we get the poise gain. And we're gonna hit all 4 enemies with this E.G.O, so it'll just be a bunch of random poise count for our allies. Just for a little bit of something, right? It's funny. Enemies aren't particularly weak to Blind Obsession. In fact, they're neutral to it, if anything. But it's still cool to use from time to time, right? Using it for the poise count, I guess. We don't even need the poise count, but, you know, might as well, right? Poise count to a bunch of random allies. It's cool to have. Yeah, 2 of these robots are staggered, only one of them isn't, and that one is still gonna die. 64 HP is not enough to live in this world. Oh. Yeah, especially when you get mass attacked. Definitely not enough to live, and that guy died to Slosh Mail. Really a showcase of how bad these robots are. Died to Slosh Mail of all things. That's gotta be embarrassing, I'll say. Okay, a little bit of OBS issues later, and we're fine. Didn't really miss anything, just the loading screen. Classic OBS. We're still looking good. We do this fight, we get an event, and then we fight so that no one will cry, who should be fairly easy for us. I could always unbench Red Sheet Sinclair, but eh. Kind of funny to just keep him on the bench. I like Red Sheet Sinclair a lot. He can be fun. Kind of want to use Slosh Mill though, just because she's like the weakest of the lobotomy E.G.O IDs, so it's just kind of funny to use her. And no matter what, we have to have someone benched, right? Like, if I was being, like, caring, I could just rotate which one is and isn't being used. But I've never really been one to change my team too much mid-mirror dungeon. I kind of like just choosing 6 and then just running with them. If someone dies, we just press on, like, without filling their spot. Sometimes filling a spot. I guess in this run, if someone dies, we will fill their spot with Red Sheet Sinclair. But the odds of someone dying are fairly low, I'm sure. Surely. Oh, nice. We get the Floral Breeze Mass Attack. I guess that's another cool thing about running a bunch of E.G.Os, that we've got a bunch of conditional mass attack shenanigans on this team. There's a lot of non-E.G.O IDs that do mass attack stuff nowadays, too. I guess not a lot, but like a decent bit, right? Oh. Funny to see you here. We'll take your E.G.O gift. We could just take the 3 levels on everyone, but I'll take the E.G.O gift. Might as well. We're guaranteed to pass this thing to Magic Bullet Fire, being a 15 min roll. A little bit of a high min roll, that's for sure. Highest min roll in the game for non-E.G.O skills on our centers. Save the Magic Bullet Fire. We can detonate Magic Bullet first. And then we do something like that. Cool. Focus the arm, since it's easier to break the arm and just do a bunch more damage to it, that sort of thing. Got a fair bit of Pride Blunt Wrath stuff, so that's nice. I guess we should have tried to get the Pride Res going, just so we could get the Nebulizer Poise, but that's fine. We'll just make sure we do that like next turn and stuff. Just because the Poise is nice to have. Anyone who gets a crit is going to get a bunch of poison next turn, but it's mostly potency and only a little bit of count from that, so you got to be a little careful if you don't have too many good ways to get count built up. Yeah, arm's almost staggered. That's decent. We're gonna get the Pride res this turn no matter what, so that's good. Pull that out there, do that there. And then do a bit of this. Seems good. Barely pull through with Yisong. If so, Gnomecrack got 3 heads, we would have lost the clash. Good to know. We're fine though, we're goated. Nice. We staggered the arm with that one, so that's good. Should be able to stagger plus the arm. Yeah, Puddle Stomp does some damage. Corrosive Splash does some damage. This might do it. Yeah, because the Tremor Burst too. That's true. Gets rid of all the Tremor because that's how it goes, but that's fine. Magic Bolt Fire also hits both parts. No, it doesn't, because it's mean like that. That's fine. Right arm's still broken this turn. Who's got a lot of talismans? You two do, I guess? Who's... Well, you can do that, so that's fine. You just gotta... Yeah, I think you just have to take the other one, yeah. Do that. You can clash that with something random. We can Magic Bolt Fire this. That'll actually work pretty well. Cool. Send it. Give him as many talismans as you can. It's not a lot of talismans, admittedly. Wasn't really paying the most attention to the talismans, I guess, right? It happens. That's fine. The right arm has the coin drop from Faust. Pretty funny. And Magic Bolt Fire didn't hit both parts once again. That's okay. It was a 3 target at that time, but you know, that's how it goes. We did break the right arm there. We should be able to pass this check pretty easily with you. Yep, guaranteed. And so you're at 12 talismans. Not quite enough to get the attack power down, but still enough that, we should be fine. We've got certain things here and there that should be able to clash that pretty easily. Yeah. You get that one side going. Okay, cool. Should be good. We should just be able to kill you here. Your arm's broken, so it's fatal to everything. So you're just going to be taking a bunch of damage. Metallic Ringing also is hitting both parts here. And thanks to, you know, the entire creature being weak to Blunt and Pierce, or Brilliant and Pride. Pretty good damage. Cool. We can get Spice Push Branch, but I mean, we should. It's not going to be too great for us here. But, it's a really cool EO gift. Shame we didn't get Kaleidoscope there. Since Kaleidoscope actively benefits our, shenanigans. I don't think we can get anything ego-y on this floor, can we? We'll go Gluttony. Could get a Fairy Gentleman. We could get Clam, though, yeah. That's what I get, I guess. Some days you clam. Dawn skill change? Not the worst idea, but... Ooh, Yisung skill change is fun, though. We'll get you another skill 3 so you can build up your self-tremor a little easier. Anything good? Not particularly. Yeah, that's fine. We press on. We don't really need too much. We can just do something like this, and that should be looking good. Cool. We can get this back, since we, did unfortunately fuse this away earlier this run to gamble at the rags. It was an unsuccessful gamble, that's for sure, but, it was worth a shot, I think. Pierce weak. Oh, it's Slosh Mail, or not Slosh Mail, Sloshing people. These people aren't quite Slosh Mail. They're a little bit more unique than Slosh Mail with their actual gimmicks. Okay, nice. 48 damage. Cool, cool. Should have just blind obsession these guys, honestly. They're all weak to Pierce. Would have been funny to do, just have Ishmael just kill all of her brethren. Roland almost killed that one though, so that's cool. Okay. We've got enough attacks that are just going to be doing pretty well for us here. Magic Bullet Fire. Is it only single target Magic Bullet Fire? Did we skill 1 or skill 2 last turn? We skilled 2 last turn, so yeah, 2 target Magic Bullet Fire. That's good damage to a bunch of them. Should make it so we should be able to finish off most of these sloshing people here. Not quite all of them. There's a fair bit of them still left, actually, all things factored in. Yeah, but they're mostly staggered. They're all staggered, to be specific, so yeah. Cool. What is it? We're fighting, like, what, crabs after this? So we can blind obsession the crabs. Not the worst play. It works out fairly well, I must say. To blind obsession a bunch of crabs. I guess Sunshower is better, though, because they're more weak to it. I guess we'll Sunshower these crabs, then, yeah. For funsies. You're the slowest person on the team, that's fine. We'll win a bunch of these clashes. Yeah, that's easy. We win these. Magic Bolt Fire time. Magic Bolt Fire Barrage, go. Okay. I guess also to lean into this bit, we should pull out the actual lobotomy corp E.G.Os we have. And by E.G.Os plural, I mean E.G.O singular, since this team only gets wing beat. As far as that sort of stuff goes. I mean, I guess we've got 4th Match Flame Yi-Song too. I don't think I've got that equipped. I think I usually have Wishing Karen equipped on him over that one, but I guess it would have been an option if we wanted to commit to that bit as well. Obviously, I am not committing to that bit, not committing to using them exclusively, based on the fact that I'm using a lot of other E.G.Os. Nice damage there. Cool, just 1 left. And Metallic Ring takes that one down. Cool. Good stuff. What, 2 more normal fights I think it is before we get to like the boss onslaught. And by that I just mean the single boss. Might be a bit of an onslaught, but all things considered, not really that bad of a time. Okay, you got a low chance of doing this. If we actually had you high sanity, you would be able to pass that pretty easily. So if we were actually using... Okay, only 1 more normal fight is actually... Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, maybe we should have used Red Sheet Sinclair, even if for only 1 fight to get his sanity up. Definitely, that's a big reason why you should really consider switching your team up mid-mirror dungeon, is that if you can get everyone to decent sanity, you just have a much better chance of passing a lot of checks. Especially because there's a fair bit of checks that definitely can be rough. We just barely won that with Dawn. Like, luckily for something like Cyclops, only 1 person gets penalized if you fail the check, so it's not the biggest deal. But if you ever want to, like, gamble for, like, the Broken Wings E.G.O gift or something like that, then you're in a much worse position, because you fail that, and then just bam, 20 sanity loss for everyone. Which, admittedly, a single fight should be able to counteract that pretty well. I'm usually more worried about sanity loss than I probably should be. As long as it's not before, like, the final boss or, like, a tough boss, I think you're pretty fine with sanity loss. Although I guess in Mirror Dungeon 4 hard, sanity loss can always be rough, since, you may be, depending on how your team's looking, you may just be at the point of needing to spam E.G.O to survive. It can vary from run to run, though, and from floor to floor. And what mounting trials you have. Some mounting trials that don't really impact enemies' offense too much, but just change their defense and stuff, right? Like, the one that's, like, enemies deal more damage and take less damage really isn't that bad if you're fine taking longer, because it doesn't actually increase their clashing at all. Pair that with a bunch of other random mounting trials that aren't too bad for clashes, and you can just keep on winning clashes. The fights will be slow, but you won't need to resort to E.G.O spam as much. That's always good. We can take this. We could just sell it or something. I guess we could take it just to... Yeah. You can just sell it. What are we looking for here? Not really much. You selling another Bloodsteep Scent for the bit? Sure. Good enough for me. Could sell stuff, could like do some shenanigans here and there. We'll try some fusion though, see if we can get lucky with the sinking. Do we gamble the 60%? I think we should. It's worth a shot. There's Rags, excellent. Okay. Now we're set. We could upgrade Rags if we wanted to, but it doesn't make too big of a difference. It just increases the damage increase part of it. Now Suncliff's going to be doing great on sanity. It doesn't look like it now, but like every time you use this skill, you get set to -15, I believe it is. So that'll add up. We can get some pride resonance already. Don't mind if I do. Nice to have. We'll have you one side though. His skill 1 isn't going to do too much even with the -15 sanity, just because it's got a pretty low roll. Yeah, I'm just kind of attacking. Don't really have any of the status effects built to a degree where I can realistically make too much use out of them, unfortunately. So we're just gonna wail on this guy. That should be looking good. Yeah. 60 sanity loss there, just casually bringing him to a nice solid -15. As long as we don't spam his skill 3 too much, we should be pretty set. Quick break later. Let's see, back to it. I don't know, we could magic ball these guys. What do we want to do? What are they weak to? They're weak to pride, right? Yeah, okay. So we just do this probably. I guess we might not go first if this happens because it's a speed. Actually, wait. We can just do this. Might as well, right? No reason not to. And if we're smart about it, we can actually do it well. Do a little bit of a... this gaming. Do this and it'll hit everything. Cool. Should be good. Do some good damage here. We're mostly hitting the shell, but that's just because I like to hit the shell. I know it's super resistant stuff, not as much as it was on launch, that's for sure, but the good thing about the shell is if you bring it down to 0 HP, then all its resistances go down. So it does happen. Takes a little bit of time, but not too long. Yeah, there's the stagger. Resistances don't change yet, but you can see it's already like halfway done, so not that big of a deal. And Blind Obsession takes down the green slimes, of course, on top of hitting every single part, both the shell and the pearl. So it'll be good damage. And we should be able to just keep on wailing out the shell. We could potentially go start hitting the pearl or something, but we could Blind Obsession again, right? It works. We'll just like Devouring Fluid, Blind Obsession, and then just keep on going in for the shell, because why not? It's funny. Just deal with this guy's gimmick by just hitting him a bunch and then waiting for him to die without needing to actually pay attention to his gimmick, right? Sometimes it's that easy. Yeah, the shell's almost broken, right? So, should be able to do it this turn. We're getting some funny mass attack stuff going on with the Moment's Floral Breeze. We'll probably get funny mass attack stuff going on with Faust's skill 2. Not quite, but we do break the shell with Dawn, which means the shell is going to take fatal damage from Blind Obsession, so that's good. Very nice stuff. Also takes down the last of these green slimes. Full speeds towards where the lights flicker indeed. Cool. 650 HP left on the clam. And we can lose 25, or we can lose a bunch of sandy on someone. Let's let it be Dawn. Sure, 35 sandy loss. 30, close enough. And now we can just go all on the shell and we should be set. Could attack the green slimes if we wanted to. We're fine though, that's for sure. Spread out does decent damage, it's cool. See if it gets to that point, though. We might just kill it here. I don't know, we're not using too many. We've got a lot of skill 1s this turn, so we might not even get the kill, depending on how much damage we deal with some of the skill 3s we're going for. Magic Bolt Fire, is it double hitting Pearl? No, it's killing the slimes. Makes sense. Checks out, really. Yeah, I don't think Suncliff kills here. Yeah, even if he gets all tails. Not quite enough, but that's fine. Should be able to kill this turn pretty easily. We can just clash everything, yeah. Might as well. There we go. And this should be game, set, and match. Once we hit it with a couple attacks, his Blood Sleep Scent should finish the job off. Pretty easily. 150 HP left, yeah. Here's the finisher. Not quite, actually. 11 HP. Okay, well then... I mean, then Faust skill 3 kills. 11 HP left, yeah. Pretty easily. And there we go, cool. Shadow still being there from the green slime is funny. Yeah, there we go. That's a victory. That's an E.G.O. victory. E.G.O.ing, E.G.O.ing, and E.Gone. Took a couple damage on some of the people. I assume that damage is from... So, I mean, just random things here and there, right? It's not going to be a lot from many sources, really. We get to claim our rewards. 3 more levels. 1279. Cool. Looking good. And we can claim the boxes here, so that's cool. Let's take a look at the stash. 1700. Cool. We've already recuperated everything we've spent on getting the stuff from the event. That's cool. And we're only going to need to spend like 200 boxes this week on Heathcliff, and then I won't need to spend any boxes till Deviat, so I'll be able to stockpile a bunch. Keep on stockpiling, be ready for whatever's coming, right? The grind set, as they say. Let's see, 9 shard candidates looking like? Oh, no, 21 shard candidate, random 2-star. Cool, St. Otis. Otis shard is never useful for us because Otis probably isn't going to be getting anything anytime soon, and I think if Otis gets anything anytime soon, there will be riots in the street, based on, you know, what people have been saying, right? You know, Otis has gotten a little bit of stuff this season. Makes up for her super dry season 2, though, so fair enough. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!